Okay, so now that we have seen how to define dependencies between jobs, let's try to do something useful with that. So we should have something that looks like this. Let's open the file. Let me go ahead and remove some of these other things that we added. Let's continue of error, continue on error, and also this include, so that it matches what we have here on the left. Let's go here, latest. Okay, so we should have something like this. We have a job that builds the scheme binary, and we have also the greeting job, and the build scheme is only going to start after the greeting job successfully completes. So now what we'll want to do is to have an additional job that runs scheme once it is built by this scheme job. Let's see, so let's call it it seems like a pretty easy thing to do. So if let's call it scheme. Of course, it's gonna need build scheme so that the binary is already built. As before, let's have it run on the latest version of Ubuntu. And as before, let's just run on the root 6.26 version. Let's copy this line over here. Let's define the list of steps. So as before, we'll have to check out the repository, and then simply we will just run this binary that we built in the previous job. Let's see how that works. Let's save the file. Let's add it to the commit. Then let's write some commit message. Let's say add scheme job, and then let's push it. Let's go back over here. Let's go to actions. We'll say that now this is running. So let's wait until this completes. Okay, so now this matrix of jobs completed. So we see that now that it completed successfully. Now it's going to run the scheme job. So let's look into it and see what it's doing. So far it's still initializing the containers. So let's give it a second. Okay, so the job just finished, and we see here that it says that this scheme binary was not found. So how could that be when in the previous step we built the binary? Well, the reason is because each job runs on a clean container, so anything we do in a previous job is not going to be present in another job. So we actually have to explicitly take whatever we create in the first job, we need to upload it somewhere else so that the next job can then download it and use it. So in GitHub they call this artifacts. So we'll have to use the upload artifact and the download artifact actions to do this. This is the basic syntax for how you would do this. So in the first job you would use action/upload artifact with you can name the artifact and then you point it to some file. And then in the second job you use the download artifact and then with the name of the artifact that you gave it up here so that you can download the files and then use them. So if you want to implement this by yourself, pause the video and then come back. So let's go ahead and implement this. So let's open this file again. So in this step, we're building this scheme binary. So what we'll want to do is we'll want to add an additional step after this over here. We're going to use this actions upload artifact action. And it's going to be version v4, and then width. Let's name it skim, and then along with the version of root that we're using, so matrix that version, and then we have to point it to the path, which is simply going to be skim. And then in this second job, before we can run skim here, we'll have to first download it. So similarly, we're going to use uses actions download artifact, and again add v4, and with the name that we gave it in the previous one. So we have a choice of which version to download. Let's download the 6.26 -10. Actually here it should be -conda to match what we have in the matrix. Let's see. Here, let's call it scheme. Then let's copy and paste this part. Oops. Okay, and then so we uploaded the artifact here, we downloaded here, so now we should be able to use this binary here. So let's try saving it and make a commit. So let's add the file, let's make a commit. And then let's push it. Let's go back here to actions. There should be something running now. We'll have to wait a little bit. Okay, so now the job finished, but we see that there was some error. So let's see what happened. So right now what it's saying is that seems like it found the scheme binary, but now it says permission denied. So this is actually because by default binaries are not going to be well, in general, files are not going to be executable, so we actually have to use chmod to make it executable. If you want, you can do this by yourself. You can pause the video. This is basically just an extra line that we need to add, so let's go ahead and do that. So let's open the YAML file again, and then here instead of just running a single command, let's run chmod and then +x to make it executable, and then skim, and then that should be all. So if we save and we add the file, let's make a commit. Let's say set write permissions. Then let's push. Then if we go back here to actions, and there should be something running, and let's wait and see if that works. Okay, and so now the job finished, but we see that again there was some error. Let's check and see what happened. So now what it says is that we actually needed to give it some extra parameters when we run Skim. We need to give it an input and output, cross-section, integrate luminosity and scale. So at least we know now that the binary is working. We're able to run it, but now I need to give it some extra input. This will be what we do in the next lesson, so I'll see you there.